decided to buy it. I haven't even started playing this yet, and yes, I know I should be playing Planescape Torment, but hey, let's try this one out. Why don't we?
Almost there. One more setting. And one more piece of the unique is operational.
One down, 1 million to go. Speaking of which, boss, I found exactly none of the parts you wanted. A whole day at the junk pile, and all I turn up are a locker and some stupid conduits. Maybe next time. Boss, are you sure you got those settings right?
That came from down in engineering. Let's go.
Boss, maybe we should see what's happening in engineering?
There's no time for that. There's no time for that.
Oh, fine. Be like that. Don't let me explore.
There's no time for that. There's no time for that. We need to get to engineering. There's no time for that.
Boss?
Crispin, get behind me. Who are you and what do you want?
Power.
I think he wants the power core, boss.
Stop right there. This ship belongs to me.
Forfeit. Enemy. Plunder.
I don't think he's too keen on private property.
Get away from the power core.
Forfeit.
That wasn't very nice. That looked like a D12.
Boss? Boss? Horatio? Come on, Horatio, wake up!
Ugh.
Whew, you're okay.
What happened?
Well, Big Ugly threw you out of the ship. And then he said plunder, again. And then he left with our power core.
Assad.
Yep,
How much charge have you got?
10%. You?
I'll be fine. We just need to get the emergency generator up and running. I told you it needed to be repaired.
Or we could just go to Metropole, city of glass and light. Free energy for one and all.
Don't believe everything you hear. Metropole is trouble. But if you want to go, you've got free will in a maglev unit.
With that guilt subroutine you put in me, I wouldn't even make it halfway.
Actually, with a 10% charge, you wouldn't even get that far. So I suggest we get the generator working.
You and your projects.
Man built us to build, Crispin. Now, come on. I must have dropped the data pouch when I was thrown out of the unique. Assad, its memory got wiped. Easy enough to have the good old junk pile's coordinates back in, though.
Is that a gumball machine?
No, it's a robot's head.
I wanted a gumball.
You can't even eat it.
Nothing worth salvaging.
Nice.
I can't move this without some kind of crane, which I certainly don't have time to build now. I can't pick that up.
Just should probably talk to Crispin.
You know, boss, if you're ever wondering what I would do, feel free to just ask.
I'll keep that in mind. It's a segment of Gordium electrical conduit. I can't just scoop it up. It's the Unique's tag. Without it, I'd have never known the ship's name.
Apparently, building a giant airship doesn't require proper spelling.
Apparently not. It's the Unique's tag. I've tried patching this a dozen different ways without success.
It's because you're bad.
There's supposed to be a power-bearing conduit between this socket and the ship, but I never got around to putting one together.
Now who's the procrastinator?
All of us?
It's not going to do anything until the generator's fixed.
Well, fuck you.
Crispin, when I told you to find a new spark plug, did you just shove my conductive putty into the old one?
Maybe.
No wonder the generator isn't working. At least the putty is still good. The generator is missing a spark plug.
I'll take one from Crispin.
There's no way I can reach that.
Boss, sometimes a builder just has to let his creation figure things out for himself.
I'm your builder, Crispin.
I know. That's what makes this particularly sad.
More Gordium conduit.
Hey, I have an idea. Why don't we go to the junk pile so you can look for some spare parts?
Am I detecting hostility?
Hostile? Me? I'm not even armed.
He's being serious. He doesn't even have arms. Let's go this way.
Strange clouds, huh, boss?
This is no time for sitting around. Without power from the ship, the telescope won't work.
Bad timing with those repairs, huh, boss?
It's too dark to see the ladder rungs.
I was gonna tell him to feel with his feet, but he's a robot.
The hatch is unresponsive. Could you grab that lantern?
Sure thing, boss.
You know, I always wanted to be able to fly. That's why I built you with a maglev unit.
Not so that you could store tools on hard-to-reach ledges.
Well, that too. There's no way I can reach that.
That's way too big for me to get, boss, and you know it. That's crazy talk.
Good thing there's still some power in the circuit.
Boss, shouldn't you have thought of that before coming down here? We could have been stuck.
I could have just ridden you back to the deck.
Really?
No. Routing that much power to your maglev unit would cause it to explode.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. I couldn't find a working fuse to solve the problem.
I'm a floating bomb. I'm a floating bomb. Sweet.
I was about to say, that's pretty awesome. Go back down, fucker.
It couldn't hurt to bring the gospel of man with us.
Going to pray for a miracle, boss?
We are man's miracle, Crispin. Let's hope that's enough.
So far, I'm really liking the voice acting for this. The art style's pretty
I can't pick that up.
awesome.
So that's where you keep it.
Why were you looking for my plasma torch?
No reason.
For cutting and welding, it can't be beat.
In the beginning, all was still and silent. Then man, the All-Builder, spoke the word, and the word begat the code, and so the world began to spin. Thus dawned the Primordium, the first stage, the age of building. Man moved across the world and built many wonders. In the heavens he paved the sky roads, and on the lands he raised mystic towers, and in the dark depths he dug colossal caves. Most incredible of all were the many machines designed by man, but still the All-Builder was not satisfied. So with both his hands, man built a body of steel in his own image, and with his right hand he gave logic, and memory he gave with his left. And then man said, "Now I will quicken this machine with the spark of power, and together we shall walk upon earth," and it was done. Thus spun the world, and grew the code, and multiplied the living machines, and slowly passed the Primordium. Who can count the versions and generations that mark the age of virgins? In time, the All-Builder looked upon the many things he had built, the sky roads and the mighty towers, and above all the living machines. Weary with his labor, man sat himself beside the robots and said unto them, "For you, my children, I spoke the word and fired the engine of the world. For you I wrote the code, and to you I gave logic and memory." Then man the All-Builder stood and took machine in his hands, and guided them to a great mountaintop. Together they looked upon the world and its beauty. All this was made for you. Now unto you all this is given. Keep it, tend it, and make it flourish. And the All-Builder fell silent and passed from the world, and so ended the Primordium. We are lesser machines, built by those built by man. As we are but humble images of the All-Builder, so he is the perfection of our forms, a machine of unbreakable form, endless memory, and absolute logic. For this we revere him, and speak the word, and keep the code, and tend the world he gave to us.
I've read enough. It's the gospel of man.
Oh shit, Sherlock.
The controls for this hatch are unresponsive. I'm trying to fix the unique, not destroy it. I don't need to bring these with me.
After all, boss, life is stranger than fiction.
I can't pick that up. There's no reason to cut that, or burn it, or weld it.
So, what exactly do we need to fix the generator?
Some conduit and a new spark plug.
So where the hell am I getting a spark plug?
I'll need to get a closer look to see how it fits together. I'll need at least 5 pieces to be able to build a conduit long enough to run the generator to the unique.
Well, that's good to know.
Better just to leave it alone. It's 3 pieces of Gordium conduit. Unfortunately, one of them is completely corroded and worthless. It's locked tight.
Really now.
Let's see if this works.
Is that a spark plug, boss? Who locks up a spark plug?
Actually, I think that box was some kind of machine.
You killed it!
Recycled it. There's a piece of Gordium conduit way back there.
That's crazy talk.
Crispin, can you go in there and get that piece of conduit?
I suppose. That would have been a lot easier with hands, boss.
I bet.
It's just scrap. It's just scrap. I picked it clean years ago. There's nothing worth bothering with. It's locked tight.
Really now.
It's reinforced steel.
It's a plasma torch. I don't think you understand how this works.
It won't work until they're locked together. How would that even work?
I don't fucking know.
Time for a little welding.
You're the engineer, not me. Don't ask me
Wow, that was
questions.
easier than I thought it would be.
I'll need to get a closer look to see how it fits together.
Good times, good times.
Whew! I thought we were in trouble when Big Ugly stole our core. But just like that, problem solved.
The problem is not solved.
Well, I agree. The noise leaves something to be desired.
This is an emergency generator, Crispin.
Well, it was an emergency, boss.
It only runs for a few days, if that.
Oh. Well, do we have another one?
No, which means it still is an emergency.
Well, in that case, first dibs on the recharge station. So, what's the plan, boss?
We need to recover our power core.
Or we could just take the train to Metropole and live in luxury.
First of all, there is no train to Metropole. And second, even with full charges, we can't just walk there. But more importantly, I hate that city. It's in my core logic. I don't know why, but I can't change it.
Okay. In that case, can you just make us a new power core?
Yes, but I need some kind of strong energy source for that.
And you just make one of those too? I'm just asking.
No, but somewhere around here are the plans for an energy sensor.
That's awfully convenient.
I designed it a long time ago, before I made you. I even found a sodium iodide crystal to use in the sensor, though man alone knows where it's buried now.
Weary wanderers, come, join us in Metropole, city of glass and light. Our energy is shared with all robots.
I don't need any of these right now.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Strange numbers. Come, join us in Metropole. Geocoordinates.
I've never been able to figure it out.
All are equal in
We're fine on energy, for now.
of the greater whole. Primordia.
The original designs for Crispin.
Hey, there are
Join
arms
us in
here.
Metropole,
An awesome
city
set
of
of tractor
glass and
treads.
light.
I went with a maglev unit
Our
instead,
energy is
and I never
shared
could
with all
find good
robots.
arms.
Here is haven for all and strange. Weary wanderers,
I bet I
come,
can find a better
join
use
us
for
in
this plug.
Metropole, city of
But now we can't listen to the sweet voice of Metropole.
I guess that makes 2 birds. Nothing more to do with it. I don't think that would be wise.
Wow, first the power core and now a rag. This is not your day.
I don't think that would be wise.
That's crazy talk.
Crazy awesome talk.
There's the design. I'll put the keynotes into my data pouch.
How does it even work?
The crystal pulses when it absorbs energy. The cable carries the pulse to the computer. The computer decodes the information and displays it on the monitor.
Boss, where are we going to find a working computer?
The Unique is full of them.
Oh, right.
The energy sensor requires a sodium iodide crystal connected to a cable, which in turn needs to be connected to a CPU and a monitor. It's Crispin's to-do list. Funny how it never gets any shorter.
That's your fault, boss, not mine.
I found this in the dunes. It reads, pound pastrami, canned kraut, 6 bagels, bring home for Emma. The only way I can use this is by plugging something in. A simple computer interface with a socket for connecting external hardware.
Alright guys, I guess I'm gonna leave you alone there. When we come back, we're gonna continue screwing around in this crazy, awesome, robot world. Deuces.